Hello and welcome to the stream. Today we are doing a little bit of different setup. We're doing Magic Arena, and before we jump into the action and do some games with the new cards and against the new cards, I'll be showing off the awesome cards that I got at a previous Friday Night Magic 2 days ago. We got some awesome stuff relevant to the hardened skills as well, and a couple of those. The main card, of course, I'm happy about is the Ozolith. We got one of those, so I'm starting to build the deck, hopefully in real life. And also, I'm sure everybody's gonna love this one, the Mecha Godzilla. Basically a hanging-back walker with a pretty sweet art and fantastic foiling on it. No warp whatsoever, which was surprising to me, seeing how many warped cards there are lately. And a bunch of other promos that I received. We got a promo Heartless Act, which always great to have, very nice. And we got a Godzilla, the King of Monsters. A slight warp to it. I'm not really happy about that, but it's a always nice card to have though. And this is what I opened in my pre-release kit. Also was pretty awesome. The Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. Pretty nice with the no borders, borderless art. Seems really awesome. Alrighty, so let's jump ahead into Arena. Nothing really specific we're doing today. I'll crack some packs open. I have several packs ready for opening today. We got some 4 Ikoria packs, and we got 6 of the new packs, the Core 21 set packs. So we'll open these up, and then we'll jump into some games, hopefully using the new cards that we open up. So let's start with the Ikoria. As we open up, I'll discuss a little bit the cards that we open, if there's anything notable. We got a Labyrinth Raptor for the rare in this pack. Pretty good card if you're playing a Menace deck. I've seen a lot of Menace decks running in a casual testing in Pioneer. It's basically a bunch of Menace creatures, and all of them have additional effects. But the Raptor is sort of like a lord to all the Menace creatures, since every time an opponent is going to block with 2 creatures, he has to sacrifice 1 that are blocking this specific creature that has Menace. And it also pumps the creatures with Menace by giving them +1/+0, and you can do it multiple times if you have enough mana. Let's crack open the next one. Alright, so we have a Whirlwind of Thought. It's an interesting card. That was a terrible card in Limited, because as soon as you play a non-creature spell, there is a risk of decking yourself, since you're essentially drawing all the cards possible, and there's only 40 cards deck in Limited. So that was a scary card to play. It was nice, since you're drawing all the time, but it's not fantastic, especially if you're not playing a lot of non-creatures. It's just going to be a dead card in the field. If you are playing a lot of non-creatures, you're essentially at a risk of drawing your deck, since you can remove it with its inherent ability, like the Fires of Invention had. So that's the interesting story about that. We got a Dryneth Healer, very strong deck, cycling deck in Ikoria draft. Let's open another one. Parcel Beast, fantastic card in EDH. I see a lot of people playing it lately. It's essentially a look for a land, put it on the battlefield, untapped, and if it's not a land, then you grab it into your hand, which is fantastic. And if you play in a muted deck, like the Sultai deck, if I'm not mistaken, in EDH, this is the right card for you to play. And the rare for this pack is the Sky's Cat Sovereign. It's a flying lord-ish, sort of. It's one of those reminiscent cards from the previous sets. I believe there was something of Alara, Lords of Alara, or whatever, but it was super expensive. This is only a 2-drop, and it creates other flyers, and it gets +1 for each creature with flying. That's pretty awesome for the flying deck, the blue-white flyers. Alright, last Ikoria pack for today. Channeled Force. Nothing really spectacular about this one. And Migratory Greathorn is great if you have a Mutate sub-theme in your deck. You got an Everquill Phoenix. So it's an interesting card, since every time it's going to mutate, it creates a feather that can potentially bring it back from graveyard. It doesn't really protect against the board wipes that destroy all permanents, non-land permanents, since it's gonna kill the feathers too. And it doesn't protect from exile either, but it's nevertheless a really nice recursion. If you have a mutate based deck, this is definitely a card to play. Alright, so we're jumping into the Core 21 packs, so let's start opening those. Fast Free Solidarity. It's a nice card that we've been testing around on Sundays in our standard skills. It's unfortunately a sorcery. It would be great to have it as an instant, but it still puts a counter on every creature we control for just 2 mana, which is pretty nice for the Celestia skills. We got a Ruined Halo as the rare. It's a reprint, and a fantastic reprint at that. You essentially get protection from a chosen card name, so nothing can target us, and if we were a creature, we'll be able to attack through, but unfortunately it's only for the player. So basically the player who puts this in gets protection from a chosen card name. This is great against some cards that say, like, let's say the standard card Explosion. That card essentially has to target a player to deal damage to it, and if we put a Ruined Halo in and say we have protection from Explosion, this is essentially saying you cannot target us anymore with that card, or this card cannot do any effects to us. Alright, next pack. Alright, nothing that I can see here that really stands out. We got another Opt. There is a Dire Fleet Warmonger. Pirates are coming back in this set, which is awesome to see. They didn't have a lot of support for their tribe before, but now it seems like they're getting more cards in. And we got a rare, which is a Hooded Blightfang. A very nice rare. It's essentially a Deathtouch board, I like to call it. And whenever a creature you control with Deathtouch attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. It doesn't give +1/+1, but it has really nice effects that support the Deathtouch team if you're playing a lot of Deathtouchers. One of the cards that has been printed lately that supports Deathtouch a lot is the Bane of Monsters, the green-black 2-drop legendary creature. I don't remember what his name was, but it's something Bane of Monsters. That guy essentially puts a counter at the beginning of each of your upkeep, and on creature the opponent controls. And if that creature were to die, you draw a card, and there's additional effect to it. This essentially supports it even more, because when a creature with Deathtouch is going to attack, the opponent is going to lose 1 life and gain 1 life. And then whenever a creature with Deathtouch deals damage to a Planeswalker, it's going to straight up destroy that Planeswalker. This is similar to Raska's effect, that says whenever one of the assassins deals damage to a Planeswalker, that Planeswalker gets destroyed. This is a very similar effect, and we don't have to necessarily have assassins, but I can see this fit nicely into green-black Deathtouchers. That's super awesome. And Prowess, of course, is coming back. Alright, next pack. Twin Blade Assassins. I think I lost in my pre-release to the combination of this and Jolrael, the 2-drop that creates 2/2s every time you draw a second card in a turn. And this essentially, whenever any creature, which is nice to know that it's not just non-token creatures, it includes the token creatures, were to die, you draw a card. So it's essentially a combo with that card where you attack with creatures, not afraid that they're gonna die, because if they're gonna die, you're gonna draw a card and make another one right away, which is awesome. And Swift Response is a nice card to have unlimited, since you destroy an tapped creature, and there's not a lot of vigilance creatures in there. One of them to note is an Alpine Watchdog, but it's pretty low on life, on toughness and power. It's a 2/2, and we also have Legion Judgment, which destroys creature with power 4 or greater. And we got a Fiery Emancipation for the Mythic this time. So if source control the source you control would deal damage to a permanent player, it deals triple that damage to the permanent player instead. This is similar to the, I believe it was 10th edition, that the enchantment that doubled the damage was printed, if I'm not mistaken. And there was also a Dictate of the Twin Gods, I think, and that had a similar effect where it dealt double the damage, but it was not just your source, it was all the sources that were affected by it. And this essentially does the same thing, but it only uses your sources, and it triples the damage, which is even better. It's a quite steep mana cost though, for 6 mana with 3 reds. It's a nice spell to have in a mono red deck though. Oh, and Torburn, of course, as well. One of the recent printed cards that deals 2 more damage from your red sources. That could be a nice combo in the mono red mid range. We got a Speaker of the Heavens as the rare. It's a 1-drop Vigilance lifelink, and when you tap it, you create a 4/4 White Angel with flying. You can activate this ability only if you have at least 7 more life than your starting life total, and only as a sorcery. This seems like it's going to be an interesting card to play in conjunction with the Saras Avatar, if I'm not mistaken, or something like that. The historic 1-drop that is a 6/6 lifelinker if you control animal life than your starting life total. So it's certainly a nice card to play with that, and it's also one drop and in white as well. We got the pirate again. There is a Scythe, Malefic Scythe. Whenever it enters the battlefield, it enters with a soul counter on it, and the equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each soul counter on the Scythe. And whenever the equipped creature dies, you put a soul counter on the Scythe. So it's interesting. So you're looking for a similar effect to the other artifacts that essentially, what was that was a 1-drop Popular EDH artifact that whenever you attach it to a creature, the creature is going to have -1 toughness, and if it dies you draw a card. That was used mainly for the tokens. This is very similar. It's going to be harder to pull off. You're not drawing cards, but you are getting a larger creature at the end where it gives the +1/+1. It's an interesting card in the limited. I would definitely play with it, but I don't see a big application for it elsewhere. It is pretty cheap though. For 2 mana and equip 1, it's always great to have. Alright, next one. Alright, so Battle Rattle Shaman. It's an interesting +2/+0 to a creature. It's quite expensive though for 4 mana, but it's a 2/2 on its own, and you don't have to attack with it. It's just at the beginning of the combat, another target creature, or this one, is going to get +2/+0, which is great. And the rare is Idol of Endurance. Whenever Idol of Endurance enters the battlefield, exile all creature cards with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard until this idol leaves the battlefield. And until the end of the turn, you may cast a creature spell from one of the cards, exile with it, without paying its mana cost. I did see some brainstorming going around this card, but I didn't really see anything really significant that came out of it, but I haven't checked lately, so maybe people came up with some interesting combos with this. And the next pack. Okay, Human Rogue. You pay 3 life, you tap it, you flip a coin, and if you win the flip, you gain 6 life. Not bad. Essentially, if you play the white-black vampires or white-black life gain in deck, this is something you're looking for in the limited pool. It's really nice, you have a lot of life to spare, and then you pay and you can gain even more life. It's sort of like a gambler. You got a 50-50% chance to gain 3 life, or you lose 3 life essentially. Gambling is nice. It's a 2 for 2, so might as well have it, and every time you gain life there are additional effects that happen on other cards, so it's certainly awesome to have. And Bastards Lieutenant for the rare, and that's another creature that we see with the Vigilance. It creates knights whenever a creature that had a +1 counter on it has died. and whenever it enters, it puts a +1 counter on the target creature. It's nice that it has protection from multicolored, which is reminiscent of the Stone Cold Serpent. So it certainly is going to have some application somewhere, whether it's mono white or maybe in the standard skills, just like brainstorming with it. There's potential. Alright, so we need to figure out what exactly we're going to play today. I looked briefly through the events that are up right now. We could play Brawl, we could play a draft, which I was looking forward to. Quite excited to do that. That would be awesome to know. And I think that's what we're going to start with. And then we might move to Historic Ranked, which I have a couple of decks lined up for, which is Artifact Historic Affinity and Goblins Historic Aggro, Mono Red. Let's start with the Premier Draft. Quite interested to do some drafts and finish today's mission as well. So excited to jump into this. Let's go ahead and get started on this one. It's one of the best drafts right now because you're playing against other players and you get sort of almost the actual representation of what an actual draft goes about, because when you play against bots, they pick just rares and best cards and don't really care about synergies. Here you are playing against other players. Alright, so we got a Temple for the rare. Not exciting. I'm not going to pick that. We got the Scythe, which could be interesting here to pick, but I do like Garruk's Uprising here the most. It's an inherent enchantment for 3 that gives trample to the creatures, so you might be going large creatures here. And I like the idea of that, so I'll grab the Garruk's Uprising here as the first pick. Got a Sanctum of Calm Waters. Unless we're playing more than one color, we should be going Sanctums for sure. But I'm not yet sure that we're going into blue. Looking to restart with red, with green. I might be going green-red or something else. Volcanic Geyser is nice, especially if we're going Sanctums. And I've really seen any interesting mana effects in here. Might be going for the Volcanic Geyser, to be honest. There's one interesting removal that it's a little bit conditional, but still nice to have. We can go for the Sabertooth, but I'll start with the Volcanic Geyser. Fierce Empath. It's a nice tutor for large creatures. You can put them in your hand. It's a Chrome Replicator. Out of all of these, Benald Sage is definitely interesting. Truffle Snout is nice to have. It's a 3/3 for 3 at the worst, and it gives life as well. We can go for the Gnawed Sage for the Breach. And it also comes nicely with the Garruk's Uprising. Portcullis Wine is great to have. There is a Witch's Cauldron. Sack draw essentially. Kinetic Augur. Power is equal to number of instant and sorcery cards in their graveyard. And as the battlefield, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. There is a 4. Very nice card to have if you want to keep attacking with large creatures, especially if you have trample. I might be going for the Kinetic Augur, because I'm sure I'm going to get some instants and sorcerers to play with as a removal. Let's grab the Kinetic Augur. Sabertooth Mauler again. There is a Gloomsower. A large creature, but we don't have any ramp yet. So it could be either Portcullis Vine or Sabertooth Mauler. Both of which don't trigger the Garruk's Uprising, and I would like to play around with that. For now, I'll be picking the strongest creature since we don't see any removal here. And I don't want to dwell into other colors yet since I didn't see anything super nice and super great. Nice to have if you're playing best of 3. Elvish Visionary is sorta a ramp card and a draw card. Right, it's quite expensive in that. I'm jumping right now between this, that, and the track down. But I do see interaction with the lower scale Quaddle, so we might be going to green-blue. Grab that for now. Let's make sure that we separate the red from it for now. Turn to Nature, Hunter's Edge. That's a nice card to grab. And it seems like the best one. I'm surprised it wasn't grabbed yet. That's a premium removal in the green. There's a Battle Rattle Shaman. Let's explore blue as well. We have Library Larcenist, Keen Glide Master. We got a Hobble Fiend. Probably we'll go for the Battle Rattle Shaman here. There's a Tome Anima. And if we're going for the draw a card theme, this is really nice to have. I do need more 4-power creatures though. Make sure we have them on the field to trigger Garruk's Uprising. Sanctum Wield, so that's nice. But nobody's going Sanctums yet. Traitor's Greed. Burn Bright is nice. Could grab the Prismite, although it's not the best mana fixing. We'll grab the Greed for now. Truffle Snout, that's definitely going to be a choice here. Lofty Denial is great. Don't have flyers though. And Frantic Inventory. We'll go for the Portfolio's Vine. Rookie Mistake. For Rookie Mistake for now. Return to Nature, I guess. We're pretty sure we're not playing with Cyborg here. Nevertheless. Ooh, Teferi. Now we're definitely going into blue. So we'll grab the Teferi. It's a bomb mythic here. That could be super great in conjunction with our creatures. We got an Alpine Houndmaster, not in our colors. Quite there. And I don't think we're going into red anymore, so that's questionable. Although this actually works nicely with the 4-power creatures here. Tide Skimmer. There is a Colossal Dreadmaw. A decent training is nice to make sure that we get to that 4-power. There is a Grasp of Darkness, but we're not in black. Could go into 3 colors as well. Will be tough though. Not really a lot of mana fixing here. Grab this a decent training for now. Temple, not interested. Jeskai Elder is okay. Invigorating Surge is great. Spine Megalodon is okay. Quite expensive though. There's another Gnarled Sage. So it's either this or this, and I don't like picking the instance, but in this case, if we decide to go with red here, it might be nice. Windblade Assassins. Gorman as removal, sort of. There's a Titanic Growth and there is a Truffle Snout. I'll probably pick the Truffle Snout here. Or we could go for the Titanic Growth. Now the trader is agreed. Not really a lot of choices here. We could not even a lot of creatures here actually. So I think opt it's gonna be for this one. Okay, Wishcoin Crab, not bad. Another Truffle Snout. There's a Track Down, there's a Ranger's Guile, which I do like, especially in the instant sub-theme. There's a Chandra's Firelink. What else do we have here? Third Ogre. Certainly nice. There's the Dalian Arcanist. We'll grab the Ogre. Turn to Slag is an expensive removal, but still a removal in red. There is a Meteorite, but this is much better than that then. We'll grab this for now. There is a chance that we might replace it later. Destructive Tampering. Rouse and Read. I'm debating between these two for now. Should I go for Lofty? Not really. I don't really need anything out of this. Maybe Burn Bright. Not sure I'm gonna find application for that. Guess it crashed through. Nothing really to discuss here. I doubt we're gonna be using the majority of those cards. Got a Discontinuity. I don't see a real application for it in the limited. This I like. There's a Shock, which is always nice to have as well. And the Garruk's Gorehorn. Grab the Gorehorn. If we get Trample on the field, that should be pretty good. Try and mill an opponent down. Not a bad idea, I guess. There is also a Spellgorger Weird, which is a much better choice, I think. It's funny if we got the Fairy and we're not even gonna go with it. What a letdown, huh? Chandra's Magma. Chandra's Magma. It's a 2/2. Maybe go for the Sage again. I think that's what we're gonna go for. Alright, a lot of white spells. Nobody's drafting white apparently. There's a Hunter's Edge, so I'm only picking that. Grows the creatures, I don't remove other cards. Unsubstantiate, not bad. Frost Breath is a nice slowdown for 2 turns. There's another Garruk's Gorehorn. This could work as a mana fixer more or less. I don't want to discard the chance of drawing that yet. And I don't actually see any other better choices than that, so we'll go with the track down. There's not a volcanic geyser. Essentially 4 damage for 6 mana. Portcullis Wine is sort of like a mana fixin', I guess. I don't have too many of these 1-drops. There's a Temple of Mystery. It's not bad at all, considering all the other choices here. Okay, Punisher. I'll grab that. Yes, Titanic Growth it's gonna be for this one. I don't really care what we pick here, all of these are pretty bad. Frost Breath. Guess we'll grab that, even though it's not the best thing to grab. And Forest. Alright. So now to the deck building. We got a bunch of colors, not a lot of mana fixing. Only got one duel. Surprised I didn't see a lot of really common duels here. Not sure if that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay, so let's see what we can drop, what we're gonna keep, and what exactly we're gonna go with into the game. I do want to go with blue, get the fairy, why not use it? Especially if we can get to -10, taking 2 extra turns could be devastating. Phasing out is great as well, and just using the fairy's abilities during other players' turns is fantastic. It also fits with the draw a card theme, so got several creatures I definitely want to drop and several instants and sorceries here. So we're gonna go on the high end. We'll drop this one. I'm not sure we're gonna keep this one yet. We'll see. Traitor's Greed. I don't like that much. Ogre, Mauler. Okay, so we're sitting right now at 47 out of 40 cards. We need to drop 7 cards out of the ones that I think are worth looking at. So the idea here is to grab the weakest cards, but before we do that, I definitely want to see the curve, and we go in at a pretty nice curve. Nice curve over here, so that's great. We're definitely going for 17 lands. So there's that, and between the weakest cards, I like to separate them aside as to what I think are the weakest cards in the list that we have right now. I'm about to do exactly that. Sort of try to separate out the weakest cards. And so far, what I'm looking at, it's mainly the cards in blue and red. Which means that we are going mainly in the green and then splashing the 2 other colors. But not that bad. I do like the curve that the arena automatic land the shortage gives us, so I like that. And it seems like I already picked out 6 cards. We need to be careful about not to drop too many instants here as well, because we are sitting at 11 instants and sorceries, all the way up to 15 creatures. So out of all of these, the choice is definitely going to be dropping some creatures, so there is one. And we got to drop some useless creatures that are almost never going to get to the required power and toughness. This is pretty expensive. I don't like to play with such an expensive spell without having a lot of ramp. Or almost none. Get some mana fixing maybe with the draws. A lot of ramp. So we're sitting at 45. We drop 5. I'll keep the kinetic auger, I guess. All of these I'm not so sure about. Unsubstation can go, I guess. Rouse and Read can go. Burn Bright. I like it with the trample. If we have enough creatures to attack and we need the trample to finish the finishing blow, that instant could be really nice to have as a battle trick. Invigorating Surge is also great. All these are instants, it's nice to use those. I dropped this just because it's slightly overpriced. Let's see here, so Track Down could go, potentially. It's a sorcery that I don't really care that much about, other than the land. We do have Portcullis Vine that could essentially draw us lands later on. I'd like to keep these two. Not the worst cards to keep. We're sitting at 13 versus 9 and 2 enchantments and 1 planeswalker. The 2 enchantments, let's look at the 2 enchantments again. This is definitely Stain, Stas and Training. I like the card draw and Trample and the +1. Really good. Maybe drop one Sage as an option, and then probably drop the drop one Sage. This is nice because it can attack and it's not going to be able to be blocked. So that's certainly awesome. Maybe drop the Opt. Just because I think I will not be able to get to that point that I can manage with the blue. Going 4-6-6 it seems like. Would like to go 5 and 7. The 7-5-4. That seems like a better curve to me. Okay, I think this is the list we're going with. Seems interesting. Definitely gonna be interesting. See how we do. Curious to see. You'll be able to see the deck list on your left. There we go. It is tiny, but hopefully you guys can able to see that. Alright, so we got Mountain Island. Not something I want to see in the beginning, that's why I wanted to have more forests, so that we get a chance to get a forest. What's going on? Same lands? Almost the same cards? I guess we'll roll with this, and it seems like I'll have to drop the Sage for now. Bloodfell Caves, there's a third ogre. Maybe it's not all that bad. So far we have one unplayable. Hopefully soon we draw a forest. 2 1-drops right away. It's an aggressive play. Okay, we're taking 2 there. There's our green source. Happy to play it right now, especially since we can scry and hopefully get another forest. Not an island, thank you. We'll pass one more, we'll take 2 more damage. That's fine. There is a Tome Anima. I can play either an Ogre or the Tome Anima, and I think I'm inclined to play Tome Anima here. Let's play that. Attack for 1. I'll block. There's a shotgun on our face, and we'll take our creature, and we'll also take 1. I think he might be using this, maybe. We'll still play the island. We could play the Ogre. We could play the Volcanic Geyser. We can just pass and play the Volcanic Geyser after the attacks. I don't feel a big threat coming out of this, so I guess we'll play the Ogre and see what happens next. There's a 5th land from Conan. Pitchburn Devils. He wants us to discard 1 card. I don't see a need in Burn Bright yet, so we'll discard that. We could do Hunter's Edge here, which I do like. We'll be able to attack for 5, kill that, and this won't be able to kill our creature. He will be able to do 30 damage to us though. Hopefully soon we'll get to equalize the life totals. Alright, opponent is dropping a land and it seems like he doesn't have anything else. We will drop the track down. There's a Spell Gorger weird. And a couple of forests. I want to leave 1 forest on top. I don't think why. Let's put them both on the bottom. Grab the Spell Gorger weird. We'll put that on the battlefield. Play the mountain. Attack for 5. Now we're certainly equalized in terms of life totals. And next turn we have 7 damage coming on his face. Or we could just use the Geyser. How much is 4 damage from Geyser? And 7, that should be enough. Let's finish him off with the Geyser. He's done. Alright, that was a quick first victory. Didn't have the right lands in the beginning, but we surely got the temple, which helped us out a lot. I'm feeling pretty good so far. Quite warm today. Okay. Wow, that's an interesting hand. Nothing dropping soon, only turn 3. Still keep it though. We got removal, we got creatures. And we got 2 colors already. Drop the green. Would be certainly a better hand if we went first. This is quite an aggressive place here. So, swing of 6 life between us two. It's a lot. Still nothing of the early drops in the hand, so next turn we'll have to play the Truffle Snout. Put a counter on it. But we're taking 4 damage here, which will bring us pretty low. There's a dub as well. First strike doesn't make me happy here. Hunter's Edge is going to help us out though. There is a third color that we need. That only makes me happy. We've got a counter. Alright. Still can't activate the Chorister yet. But he does have Dub. It's 8 damage coming at us. I'll take it. Down to 3. That's not good. Not good at all. I was hoping he didn't have that, this way I could Hunter's Edge. Now that unfortunately stops me from doing that. He can sack it and it's gonna get indestructible. Just sad. Seems like my best choice is playing the Truffle Snout here. And the Portcullis Vine. We'll see what happens after that. Let's put a counter on that. We will drop this down. And pass the turn. We're gonna have to set up some nice blocks. Hopefully he doesn't remove anything of ours. 40 a Pegasus. There's 2 attacks going. We'll most certainly use the Savior here. Selfless Savior to protect his charger. So we are gonna lose 1 creature. And the wine. Burn Bright is something I don't want to see here. If I do Hunter's Edge here, I will be pretty vulnerable to the Pegasus. Seems like the best thing to do here for now. He gets a land. That's just gonna mean I'm gonna have to jump block. An Idol of Endurance. Very nice limited card. Could play this. I could play the Mauler. Either way, we're on a 2-turn clock. Now it's okay, because even if he pumps this, we still can block with the Gorehorn. And the Truffles not together. Which I guess doesn't matter. There's a Savior. Pegasus is attacking for 1. I don't know what's gonna save us here. Maybe, since it has reach. Let's pass for now. Interesting attack. Okay. So I can play a Daybreak Charger. Alright. Well, we got Burn Bright. Doesn't help us against First Strike though. Pretty sure he forgot that he can activate it. So we'll play this Sabertooth Mauler. We'll pass with the chance that we can do Burn Bright, I guess. Warded Battlements. Okay. That's a land. Can't attack yet. The best I can do here is build an army and try to get the trample on. Find Watchdog. No attack still. There's a Gnarled Sage. We'll play that. We have still enough mana for Burn Bright. So that's 2 reach, guys. Not bad. No attacks yet. Yes, let's pass the turn one more time. If we get to Fairy, we should be okay. Don't remember if we have any life gaining at all. Okay, so we can play the Surge on the Truffles now. That gets pretty big. Pass the turn. Oh, we should be out of range of him knowing the Chorister's bump. We should be able to just attack, just block with this. There's a lower scale Coatl, so another growing creature. Happy to see that. We still have more creatures than he does. No attacks. Our turn, we get a counter. There's a Kinetic Ogre. Happy to draw all these creatures. Hopefully we don't deck ourselves and we'll be able to somehow get out of this. I don't think I want to discard the Burn Bright yet. So we'll just pass for now. There's another Alpine Watchdog. Get one more counter. There's a Spellgorger Weird. Pass the turn. It's gonna take a while. We just build in armies that we can't attack past each other. But my guys are growing as opposed to his. And we get a Ranger's Guile here as well. Which is nice. There's a Hunter's Edge. He does have Selfless Savior though. I could try attacking here with the lower scale Coatl. Guess. Should be able to survive. Maybe not. If he activates this twice, he won't be able to survive. Truffle Snout also will not be able to survive. Not sure. I could try to bait him into sacrificing his savior right now. He's gonna have one less creature. Who do you want to put it on? That's a good question. That's the Gorehorn. I want to bait him into activating it, I guess. Feat of Resistance. Okay. Well, that works. That actually works. We still got a counter. So we baited out a protection spell. While also growing 3 of our creatures. Should be okay once we get the Trample, the Garruk's enchantment. Just together with a Burn Bright and so many creatures. Creatures keep growing constantly. Should be pretty good. There's a Portcullis Vine. I think I want to sacrifice it right now. Or next turn. I don't have to tap it. So sacrifice it next turn to make sure to draw another card. Worded Battlements. That's the second one. We get a big attack bonus if he tries to attack. Okay, track down is nice. Play the track down. Home anima, volcanic geyser. That's awesome to have. Don't care about the land. We want to get to the ferry eventually. So I guess keep the geyser. Keep the geyser on top. This we're gonna draw right away, so there is no reason to drop it down. We'll play the anima here. With this we can keep attacking when we draw 2 or more cards. Don't want to use my Portcullis Vine right now. We'll use it next turn so that we can attack with the Tome Anima for 3 damage. Unencumbered. There's a pack leader. The one is playing Dog Tribal. Okay, we're gonna attack. Not yet. Alright. It's the Volcanic Geyser. Let's sacrifice the Vine here. You can see Vine being really nice with the battlements together. So we got another land. We are aiming for a pretty big geyser at the face. Let's put this down, go to combat. I'll attack with the animal. Bring him down to 25. We should be in a pretty good position. Aller gets a counter. I feel like he's aiming for a removal spell. We'll see. He does have a Ranger's Guile. Destroy target tapped creature? Sure. We will protect it. But I'll also get in the counter. So not gonna work. Alright, it seems like it's our turn. Because I doubt he's gonna attack here. The scariest card on the field right now on his side is the Enraged Chorister. Unfortunately, it can be pumped several times, and with the mana he has, he can do it twice. And if he does so, we will see a pretty huge 10-drop with a first strike. He's attacking right now. I don't think that's such a wise choice, especially since he's going to lose the pack leader and we can block everybody else. He will lose the savior. Let's hold the dogs. Pack leader attacks for all combat damage that will be dealt to the dogs you control. That's sick. And just keep attacking. That opens up the possibility of us attacking next turn. Sure. Let's block. Since it doesn't really matter how we block. Try to block with my largest creatures. Possible. Looks like we're gonna have to lose one. Sacrifice one creature for the sake of having which one do I want to keep, which one do I not? I guess third ogre can go. Alright, there's that. This way we grow the Mauler. Or not. It's at my step only. Okay. The portal goes further. Can't keep doing that, because that's unfortunately gonna mean that we'll losing one creature per turn. I want to see if I can attack here possibly. Still has 2 activations on the Chorister. Blocks 1 creature, gets 10 life. 35. Has 5 more blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll be able to deal only 5, 11 damage. Will result in 1 damage together. And then a geyser for... that's 8. So that's... no, it's not 8, it's 4. It's 9 damage. Geyser for 9 damage. That's 10 damage, but if he decides to not block... he decides to not block. That's a tough choice. I guess no attacks. Still don't want to use my geyser just to get rid of the savior. And literally, if I get the trample, I should be able to deal with him for good. Or I could kill one of the dogs right now, which is going to be savior, and block the others. Which I don't think I want to do yet. Wish we had another creature to block with. So I'm guessing Tome Anima is gonna have to get sacked here. I don't want to lose my Reach guy. I don't want to lose my Mallory yet. Oh, I forgot about... oh, I didn't block it correctly. Man. It's one of the non-intuitive things when you start signing the blockers. You can barely see those things when you have a lot of creatures. That's unfortunate. It's like one of those not many things that I don't like about Arena. When you start signing the blocks with a lot of cards in the field, it mashes everything together, especially when it starts moving this stuff. It happens. 2 mountains. Can I keep that? That's a nice split. Certainly keep. I'll drop the Guile on the bottom. Ooh, Uprising. Alright, so seems like Forest go. Forest Mountain. There's a Snare Spinner. There's a Teferi. Alright. Next turn we can drop the Garrick's Uprising. There's a Rada. Hunter's Edge. There's a Garrick's Harbinger. So we got a land that we needed. We'll drop the Tome Anima, which hopefully is not gonna get removed. Now we have a couple of choices, if so. Wow, okay. 7, 8. Aggro decks are shining here. Jeez. Okay. Well, we're a little bit out of luck. That was mostly just removal straight up and only one creature. I'd have to revisit my deck and modify the number of creatures we have. I definitely want to see more creatures. And I was seeing what are the weak spots here. I didn't know what to drop. Ogre is nice, but could have been better. Drop one more of these in, and maybe put in one of these. Oh. Get the Battle Rattle Shaman. Should be okay. Right, well, hopefully we're gonna get a third loss in a row. What happens? I mean, we didn't really have a strong rare pack 1, because we drew a Temple first pack. That wasn't great. No green source. Don't understand why we drawn so many green cards and no green sources. Let's keep that. Very high curve here. The opponent doesn't have play turn 1 either. That's good. Find Watchdog. There's a turn 2 play though. Still can't play any creature turn 4. Which I guess is my mistake of not getting any low mana cost creatures. Should have done that, but I was hoping to get some ramp though. That didn't happen. There's a Garruk's Uprising. Guess I'll play it, even though it's not ideal. It will be able to draw us some cards eventually. Alright, taking 5 down to 11. If we don't draw a land, we're on a 2-turn clock. Pass Recyclite. That's 7. And we're dead, it seems like. That's 7, 8, 9. Great. Alright. That was no fun. We better play an aggressive decks. A lot of 1-drops, 2-drops. Guess that's the way to go by this draft. We're close to another draft. We're gonna be 15. Should be exact. Okay, so let's we'll play one more draft. But before we do that, let's finish these quests. We'll play a historic match with the Goblins. Should be able to fulfill some of the requirements for this quest, and then we'll have another MK for another draft. Skirk Prospector is nice to have on turn 1. We got a Goblin Warchief as well. We'll play with that. Seems like opponent is going 1 red as well. Burning Tree Emissary, okay. Paradise Druid, so it's a Gruul deck, the most popular right now. We play the Chain Whirler, get rid of the Druid here. Which seems like the best thing to do here. Alright, this way we also have a blocker for the Emissary. Slow him down a little bit. There's a Rampaging for Asadon. We'll play with the War Chief, I think. Do I want to attack? I could attack here. No, pass. Go on defensive here for a little bit. There is a nice curve for us next turn by playing Goblin Matron and Firebrand. Or if we draw a land, it's going to be double Goblin Matron. There's a second for Asadon though. Okay. Let's play the Matron. We'll grab the Cycle to kill them, I think. To get the Trash Master 2, which is not that fantastic right now. Let's grab the Cycle for this one. I'll be happy to smack one of them right now. Got a Goblin Creator Maker. We'll pass. With the next Matron, we can either grab another Cycle, the Incinerator, or we can grab the Trash Master. Seeing how we don't draw a land, I think another Cycle is pretty good. This way it opens us possible attacks after that. Let's kill the other Ferocidon. Seems like he has responses. Bone Crush Giant. Okay. Still killing that. What a Goblin War Chief. Very nice. It's attacking for 3 now. Attack for 2, I'll take it. Bone Crush Giant. There's another War Chief. Play the War Chief. We'll play the Platter Maker. Could attack with everything, but I don't want to lose my War Chief yet, so we'll just attack with a Chain Whirler. Down to 12. Western Beast. That's an issue. Attacks with the Bone Crusher Giant. And the Burning Tree Emissary. I'll be happy to sack these two to kill that. And do I want to sack my War Chief here? Possibly. Don't want him to get to Embercleave. That's okay. It's 3 for 2. Alright, now let's play the War Chief. Play the Crater Maker. No attacks, cannot attack into the Questing Beast. We'll take another 4 right now. And hopefully the next turn we can... Never mind. I was hoping to do something about it next turn, but... that took it out of the range for us. We're looking at a lethal right now. Let's try the Goblin Ring Cleater. Got another Incinerator, but that's fortunately not in time. I was looking to get a Scared Prospector, this way I could sack and play my Firebrands and the Incinerator. That didn't happen. I can only deal 3 damage to the Questing Beast here. Just sad. Can't really finish him off either. Just go ahead and attack. 6, 7. Not gonna have that 5. Really close, but not enough. Down to 3 he goes, but that's as far as we can let him go. We cannot block with our creatures, because Quest and Beast is like the only thing that actually gets around it, because we cannot block creatures power 2 or less. Yeah, Gruul is the most popular deck right now to play with. Oh, we got a new pack, so let's open that pack up. 421. Temple. We got one more. A lot of packs being open today. There's a Red Sanctum. Terror of the Peaks. Spells your opponent casts that target it cost additional 3 life to cast. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under my control, it deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Really nice card. It would be bonkers to have it in the limited. Let's play Historic and hopefully finish the other mission. We'll play with a mono white Affinity, which hopefully will do better than the Goblins. As we play through that, we should be able to finish the other mission and move to another draft. Alright, so Clay, Bastion, Plains, Ornithopter. This feels good, I'll take it. I think we're going first here. We'll drop the Ginger Boot. Drop the Topter. Attack for 1. Next turn, drop the Overseer. Sacred Foundry, Legion's Landing. Alright, the Overseer going in. Pass the turn. Hopefully the Overseer is gonna survive, but seeing the red, I doubt it. Oh, it seems like it might survive. Let's play the Plains. I'll play the Puppet. Scry, definitely keep that. Play another Puppet. Still keeping that in. We'll try to put a counter. And go to combat and attack with both of these. We're dealing 3 damage here, down to 14. Next turn we have all the glitters, which will be put on Ornithopter. Hopefully deal lethal, close to lethal. Alright, so he's gonna lose that one right now. That one is out of the picture. Play Bonders and play. When opponents conceded, the game didn't have a chance, especially when we drop the ultimate glitters. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Mono white Affinity, still not quite there yet. Need 6 more lands. We can drop 6 more lands. Probably like 2 more games. Another plan we can go here is with the enchantment and gets all artifacts. +2/+2, which you have 4 of in our deck. LC, I like that. Shadow Spear, and another Overseer, I'll have it. Play Alcide Pass. Next turn we'll play Steel Overseer. Hopefully draw a land by our turn 3. Baron Champion, playing against Mono Red. Okay, got another land. Let's play the Overseer, although it might die next turn. I'm glad we have Shadow Spear. So this is Gruul actually. Might be Stomp right now. Yep. Dominance Ambush, even better. Take 2 here. One more Plains. Play the Sparing Construct. Play the Shadow Spear and I'll equip it to... not that. Okay. Should have been... I'll equip this to... Never mind. It doesn't matter. So hopefully next turn we'll be able to equip it to the construct. Have a blocker on the field. So we'll take the 6 here. There's another Ginger Brute. Now we can equip it to Sparing Construct. And we'll attack with both of these. Keep this behind. 13 to 16. We do have a blocker. So I think I'm gonna block the Emissary, it doesn't really matter. As long as one of them dies. But there's an Amber Cleave. Okay. So we got a counter on the... That's on a Ginger Brute. We're gonna equip it and it's gonna have lifelink anyways. That's okay. Love Struck Beast. There's a Tempered Steel. Mystic Whip though. That's nice to have. Guess we'll pass. Castle Amber is really nice for him because he can have the first strike on the Emissary here. Kill our Ginger Brute. Although I do see a way out of this somehow. Yes. It's still gonna deal 4 to us, I think, as an overflow. Six, and if we block this instead, this will be 2, 6, 6, 6. I don't think there is a way for us to survive. Either way. I was wrong. It doesn't go through. I cannot deal lethal damage to this. So we are at 3. There's another Tempered Steel. Don't think I want that right now though. What I do want is the 5 life, I think. This is 6, 7. We should be able to survive while attacking him. And then next turn we'll get a Tempered Steel. With 7 life back to us. The Burning Tree Emissary. And the Bone Crusher Giant, of course. That's fine. It's gonna do it. Has enough. That was a lucky draw. Did he not attack for lethal? He did. Just in 6. Awesome. I could have sacked it, but then I'm defenseless anyways, and there is no point. Can't really get out of it. Just a 2 life with no creatures. But there's that. Gruul is the most popular deck. There was a reason for that. Seems like the most aggressive and has the most utility. Stolko Serpent is nice. There's a Tempered Steel. A couple artifacts. I can play with this. Kinetic Fire Blend. I do want to play Inquisitive Puppet here. Gotta get the land and we can block. I want that for now. I want the land. So we'll pass. Ember Holer. And attack. So it's just gonna be a pass. We got an Ornithopter. Don't want to play it yet, it's just gonna die to Ember Holer. And I need to play the Inquisitive Puppet. Hopefully it's a land. That's a land. Now let's play the Construct. Even if he decides to kill it, we'll still be able to put a counter on one of our creatures. Okay. He's playing Goblins. Well, that's not a Trash Master, so I'm happy. Ring Leader is okay. Attack for 2. I'll take it. It's our turn. We gotta defeat him before he hits us with the Trash Master. So I think at this point it's gonna be Tempered Steel. She should kill us. He doesn't use his Firebrand, which is a mistake, I think. On the Ornithopter. Okay, go to combat. Attack with all of these. That's 7 damage going at him. Decides to block with a Firebrand. So that's gonna go on our base down to 16, and he'll take 4 as well. 16 to 16. Goblin Ring Leader. Nothing really great. Helps him. Should have had the Trash Master, that essentially kills our artifacts. Didn't use that. There's a second Tempered Steel. Happy to put it down. Taking a ton of damage here, and he surrenders. Okay, so that should have completed the mission. Should be directly at 10 and more. Let's go ahead and play another Premier draft. We'll try to go for an aggressive deck here, I guess, now. Okay, so the second draft of today. Okay, we got a draft ready. Alright. Brash Taunter is the rare that we opened here. That's an indestructible. And it's a nice card to have. So I'm guessing we're gonna go red here. There was a potential to go red. Being able to fight all those small creatures that are 1 toughness and kill them without losing your own is pretty good at 3 mana. There's a Baron, Tolarian Archmage, who might even go Prowess here. Uh, it's too expensive for us. Pick Baron for now and we'll figure out if we want to go into Prowess. Swiftwater Cliffs though. Eliminate is nice. Might be going red-black instead. Just because Eliminate is such a good removal. Especially if people are playing aggressive decks. Oh, there is a mono black. Creatures get -1/-1. I'm happy to take that actually. Especially since we decided that we're gonna be in black red. This is a really nice drop on the third pack. Fourth pack rather. Surprised it went all the way there. 4-drop 3/2 that gives other creatures -1/-1. Can be relevant as removal, so no reason not to take that. Waiting for the packs. Somebody is sleeping with all the packs. The person after us has all the packs. And we got a pack, and there's another rare, Containment Priest, which is not great here. But having a flash for 2 is pretty good. Could go black-white as an option. Especially there is a Chorister here as well. It's an option. Archfiend Vessel? Wow. That's just wow. Okay. Guess we have a plan ready. Enter your graveyard or cast it from your graveyard. That doesn't quite work. Duress. I don't want to go for that. We'll pick that for now. This is a nice card to have as well, but let's go for the Pegasus for now. And Strike. Ask black card. It's a nice one with a flash as well. Fine Strike is also great. Let's get more low cost of creatures here. It's like we're on the life game thing, so Revitalize is great. Makeshift Battalion is not bad. Hoping we're gonna eventually see the Vampire, the 3-drop uncommon comes back from the graveyard. It's a really nice interaction with the lifelink. Fungal Rebirth, don't care about that. Hero resistance is great. That I'm happy to see. It's a protection with a +1 counter. Not a lot of board wipes, a lot of target removal, so this is certainly one of the best cards to pick if you invite. Anarchy Stalker, nice card, but we are not in those colors. Still grab it away from other people. Hold hate drafting, don't do it. There's another mud. There is a Witchburn Devils. Nothing that we can really use, so we'll just slide through all this. There is a first pack of the pack 2. Animal Sanctuary as a rare, not great. This is awesome. Plays along with our theme. And hopefully we can get that theme going with more cards. We'll pick that. Look, we have a lot of 2-drops here, so might have to adjust that sooner or later. While holding too many packs. That's gonna take a while. Ghostly Pilfer. A nice card for the spirits. A lot of red now. Mind Rod, it's great. Not sure that we're gonna play with it. I'll still take it. I'm gonna grab the Pegasus. We have enough 2-drops. I don't really want any more, and Pegasus doesn't really stack up with the Iceland theme, so. Considering we have a lot of humans, and a lot of animals that we can pump with the Animal Sanctum. Selfless Savior is great. Another Archwind Vessel, and we can't really activate yet. There's a Caged Zombie. There's a Dub. And the Charger. So I'll go for the Savior here. Ring Nightmare. Expensive Horse. Send that card as a 1/3 for 1. Guess I'll pick that. Not really anything super great to pick for us. Everything great is in other colors. I don't want to switch the colors right now. That's another Revitalize or Fear Resistance is good here. Pestilent Haze is great. Three cards in black and white. Majority blue and green, that is I'm drafted right now. Grab the battalion. Almost clicked on the wrong one. That was close. This person has to start passing the packs. Got 15 out of our 23 that we need. There's the Animal Sanctuary revealing for us. Nothing better to pick. Literally. I don't want it, there's a lot of ramp. We had the same when we were playing Queen. Just unreal. Okay, that's a little bit better. Better. Unicorn is better than a Pegasus, I guess. We'll grab that. Draft that and grab the Silent Dart. Yeah. And a useless rare for us. Open everywhere and blue. Maybe, but we are not. Okay, so we got to evaluate the choices that we can grab here. Infernal, Scaring, Duress, Revitalize. I know that core is Thur, which I think is going to be the pick here. Not really a lot of payoffs for the lifelink, so hoping to see something great really soon. 3 packs on the way to us. Bastard Solidarity. That's not bad. I'll take it. There's Bastard's Acolyte. Happy to take here. Those are nice packs. Hopefully some of the white cards there are gonna wheel to us. Another Sanctuary. The Defiant Strike, which I think is one of the best cards here. Boomsaur is great, but not at 7 mana though. I mean, one more workable bomb should be a decent deck. We get one more bomb. Or Mystery Sanctum of Tranquil Light. I like the dog here. Seems like the best choice for the Vigilance. Oh, the Sanctum. Oh, they are all legendary, so you cannot play more than one, unfortunately. I'll take this removal. think we're gonna go 16 lands here. So even if we don't draw anything good here, after this we'll still be pretty good overall with what we have. It's gonna be an aggressive type of deck where we hopefully Bastard Solidarity or Bastard Acolyte, turn 3 or 4, back for lethal. There's another Watchdog. Fortunately, no way to bring this back from the graveyard. Hoping to see some. Nice art. H. Z. Maybe go 15 lands. Majority white. Always splash for black. Mine's 6. I think that's a nice split. Should be fine with this. We'll go with this one. Alright, let's see how it does. I'm really not sure. I'm new to the whole Core 21. I didn't really look at any drafts from pros, so let's see how that goes. This is actually decent. This could work. I'm not going first though. Duress. Okay, Defiant Strike it is. Play the Steward. Get some early damage through. Beat it to him. Okay. Doesn't make sense to attack. We'll just pass. Okay. We could trade here, or we can just play makeshift battalion. I guess I'll pass. And pretty surely attack next turn. Get some damage through and possibly then play Karavak if needed. It's a counter, okay. That would get rid of him next turn, probably. Let's play Karavak now. We'll attack to see if he decides to block. That's gonna be a trade. We'll end turn. There's a forest. Snare spinner. Track down. Not all visionary. Alright. It's time to get rid of the snare spinner, I guess. And not yet. Let's make sure he discards one of those two cards. Nice. Back and for 3. Level visionary. Okay. Rihanna's Thur. I've got a Daybreak Charger. Back for 5. Oops. Okay, Revitalize is great. It's not that great, but we'll still keep it while we deal the damage. Sharks, Harbinger. That seems actually pretty good. We'll go ahead and attack and hope that he's gonna block with that. He decides not to, so just kill that. It's okay, that's not gonna help you. Fortunately. Run over Visionary. Back with a Harbinger, of course. Take that one. Okay. This is nice. For the Visionary. Get to attack. Get rid of one or more of his creatures, and then next turn if he attacks with a Harbinger, we'll be able to feed a resistance on this. At least I hope so. Okay. There's a Deathtouch on the field. Go to combat. Go ahead and attack with Karavak. See what happens. Feed of resistance from green. Get rid of that. Play the Watchdog. Alright. There's another Deathtoucher. Quite a lot. Big Ren Nightmare. It doesn't matter, it's gonna die. Whoops. Attack with the archer. Pass. This creature is quite resilient. Could attack here with Karak. It's gonna block with Dilafazor. We can Legion Judgment the Karak's Harbinger. We will be left with a 1000 Pteranodon as a 3/3. Okay, I guess we're gonna pass. Alright. We'll grab that. That's the Blackguard. Just pass. I guess this is nice. Okay. I have to figure out how to get out of this. Multiple creatures. Looks like he's drawn gas only as well. And a Sniper Pegasus. Utilizing his mana. Hyrok would be great if not playing against the green deck, which has a lot of toughness. Harbinger is definitely a problem. He surrendered. Seems like he cannot attack through Hyrok whatsoever. Alright, so it was a lucky game 1-1. Not gonna adjust anything yet, so we'll just keep going. That's a decent start. I'll take it. I think we're going first too. So the plan is to go Chorister turn 1, Alpine Watchdog turn 2. Turn 3 will go Daybreak Charger into hopefully something else turn 4. We could go turn 2 Daybreak Charger, which is an option. Temple turn 1. Yeah, I guess we'll go Daybreak Charging. No blockers, we can deal more damage faster. Containment Priest, that's great. Until 3. If he's going to kill one of them. Get it in. It's fine. Totally fine. Take the Watchdog and the Archfiend's Vessel. Back with the Charger. That's gonna be a trade. Ooh. Deathtouch Tribal Unlimited. Let's drop the Pegasus down. Pass the turn. And one more land to start attacking with the 4/4 Chorister. Oh, not anymore. He's not going to attack. Take the Priest for a 2/2 on heal. It'd be nice to still have the Chorister. Go ahead and attack with the Pegasus. Last turn. Attack with both. Expected something like that. Still at 20 though, still alive. Guess we'll take that. Skeleton Archer. A. Are you gonna help me anyhow? Well, you might, I guess. Should have attacked first, but doesn't matter. Take this for now. That's not good. We need one scout and archer of our own to kill that. Eliminate is great. Okay. Selfless savior. It doesn't matter. I'm an idiot. Keep forgetting that it does the same thing for mine. Interesting. A lot of 2 toughness creatures. That's not something I want to see. Unfortunately. Play one more. Still got a chance to redeem ourselves. I guess that's gonna be a keep. It's a really great draft. Both drafts that we drafted we're gonna see awesome cards in our color. We decided to go with. Maybe that was worth changing the color though. As an option. What do I want to play with here? I'm just gonna pass. He might have a shark in his hand. Let's play the black card. Fire up again. Let's play this. Hopefully he doesn't have removal. We'll see. The vessel. Just like we suffer more from higher than opponent. That's not correct to do. So attack for 4. Opponent surrender. I think he's stuck on 2-lander. Oh, that's not fun. Migration path. Yeah, let's play one more. We'll keep this. Start the vessel. Play the dart. Okay. Play the steward now. Go to combat and we'll attack. Alright. I'm just playing Prowess. Play the Acolyte now. Attack for 5. Just decent. Capture Sphere. Okay. We'll go to combat. We'll attack for 4. Pass the turn. Hopefully has another removal that we can jump with defeat of resistance. Full of possibility. We're at 28 to 11. It's not all that bad. There's a second throw. Alright. No attacks. We'll play the Containment Priest. There's a shock, which we will dump with the Fetal Resistance from red. And opponent surrendered. That's why Fetal Resistance is so good. A lot of target removal. If we can get rid of target removal, it's really good. And we got another back. Alright, currently on 3 wins. We'll keep going. Well, we gotta eliminate. Got Acolyte. Top it off later on. Not really one drop, but we are going for opponent first, so should come out pretty good out of this. We'll see. Griffin Airy. Not bad. Quick dart and pass. Play the Watchdog, which hopefully is going to resolve. Lofty Denial. Okay. There's a Containment Priest. I'll play on his turn. Short Sword. See if he has another Counterspell in his hand. But another Lofted Denial is not going to help it though. Just wasted a spell. Which is fine. Fine by me. Alright, tough position here. We cannot play both the Chorister and the Charger, so we'll just play the Charger. Attack for 4. We need the second white in order to be able to play the Acolyte. Got a Pegasus. I'll try to play Pegasus, see what else he has. This could just get countered. Yep, cancel. Opponent's playing Counterspells, mainly. Down to 13. See how that goes for him. Got a land though. There is Ageless Insight. Okay. Deploy Basri's Acolyte here. Pump them. Back for 7. Should be pretty close to finishing them off. We got another Plains. Play the Chorus, their opponent's saying good game. Seems like we got this one. Back. And that's a game. Yeah, Counterspells really don't work here. Very slow. We were playing an aggressive deck. Thought we would be doing pretty bad with this deck, but we were doing pretty okay. So aggressiveness is the way to go in a core set 2021. Round and Lach is the reward that we got. We have 4 wins so far. Let's go for another game. Seems like difficult to find an opponent here. There we go. Okay. A lot of white. That's alright. Got a 1-drop. Oh, and second no. There was an Acolyte. The Chorister is going to survive when we get to keep the Acolyte in the field. Affinity is going to start producing some Griffins. Forest Swamp. We're playing against Ikoria. Play the Pegasus. See if we can attack for one. Another one Visionary. Got a Containment Priest. We'll play with the Ren Nightmare. Attack with the Pegasus. We pass. It'd be nice to put the counters on the two flyers here. So you can fly over the opponent. Let's play the Acolyte. Down to 13. Countermeasure. Our flyers. Yeah, I'll take that. Master Solidarity. It's actually decent. Attack with both of these. Okay. He did a big mistake by blocking with it. I guess it's okay. I feel like I want to play a makeshift battalion here. Hopefully taking by the number of creatures. We'll see. Right, Malkin. We're taking quite some damage here. Must be some trick coming, so I'll just take what he has to offer. Yeah, take 10 growth, so I'll take 10. Alright, so Bastard's Solidarity first. Go to combat and we'll attack with everything. Definitely taking 7, and that should be lethal right there. Nice. Okay. Yet another one. And we're in silver. Oh. Right, 5 wins so far. Let's keep going. Hopefully get even higher. It'd be nice to get to here. We'll see. Master Solidarity, we got a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 3-drop. Excellent curve. No protection, but we do have a dog. That's a keep. Not going first though. Rush through. Okay. Let's play the doggy. Skeleton Archer. Alright. We'll have an attack with a 1-1. On his end step, we'll play the Containment Priest. Makeshift battalion. Play the swamp. Play our own makeshift battalion. Gonna attack for 2. It's gonna let him go. Gale Swooper. Alright, so it seems like we're gonna be taking 3 here. Which is totally fine. Gotta revitalize. Skeleton Archer doesn't do much here. Although it might. Let's go to combat and attack with everything. Okay. And we'll play the Skeleton Archer. Get rid of that. Still have 3 creatures, so our makeshift battalion has 1 counter on it. Not anymore. I'm not attacking. We'll go with Concordia Pegasus. And I think Basric Solidarity is great here. We'll attack. 7. Trade with a priest. Still goes down to 7, and we have 6 power on the field. Fire Immolator. Okay, cannot do much right now. We'll revitalize first. Speed of resistance is great. Let's go ahead and attack. And that's okay. Prowess. I think it's a nice time to feed the resistance here. I'll get protection from red. Make sure his creature dies. I guess that works. He's in Power Blade. Play the Red Nightmare Wingbear now. Back for 5. Blocks. There's gonna be additional shock or something like that coming on. Indestructible. Okay. There's a dub. A first striker. We do have a flyer. I'll attack for 2 here. Pass. Six, 4. I will attack for 2 more. Hopefully. Down to 3. Drawing a lot of lines. That doesn't save you yet. Attack for 6. No blocks. Oh, he's gonna have to chump block with that, I guess. There, back. Not something I want to cast yet. So we'll go to combat and attack. Let me chump blocking right there, and we will do 2. We'll end the turn there. Find Houndmaster. That's both of these. None of them have flying. That should be a good game. Alright, that's 6 wins. Seems good. Flying is strong. This Winkmare on its own dealt a lot of damage. Pretty cool. Alright, so one more win and we'll go essentially 7 wins and 1 loss, I think. Let's see if that happens. I'm quite surprised on the performance of this deck. Seems like having those 1-drops, 2-drops, and bumps, pretty good. A lot of people are building ramp though, and the high-costed creatures. Not the worst hand, so we'll keep this. Big scary shark. Play the 1-drop. Bit of resistance, not bad. Well, let's define strike and draw a card. Browsing Pteranodon. Pretty good wall. Play the makeshift battalion pass. Next turn we will be able to get rid of the Pteranodon now. That's the good part. Or we can just play Acolyte. That's also an option. No attacks. Next turn, we'll hopefully attack. That's a lot. Alright, if one decides to attack with these, we'll take the 7. As next turn we'll be able to deal a lot more than that, and grow our makeshift battalion. I'll get him life back. Cool. So we go to 20 to 11. Very nice. Ordinary Dilophosaur. 4-drop for the Deathtouch. I'll definitely take this. Let's go to combat and attack. Has to block now. Definitely gonna block that. Seems like he wants to trade here. I'm happy to get some flyers on the field. Indestructible. Alright. Got a flyer. I'll take that. Take 7. A lot of lands. That's 8 lands out of 15. Should I attack with the Acolyte? I could. Probably even should. Just to get the life. this is going to turn into a 4-5 next turn. Yep. And we have 11 damage coming at us. Attacking with everything. Strong. Now I need to draw something significant. Oh. Really? I literally have 6 lands left in my library. So many good cards when I don't draw them. With the trample, that's definitely a game. Cannot help with this. It will leave me a champ blocking and I won't be able to win this anyways. That happens. Still have one more chance to get to that 7. This will keep. No black for the vessel yet, but eventually. Not bad. Actually, even pretty good. Oh my god, this thing is annoying. Really hope we get to actually play this. Meanwhile, we have to go flying over him. Not a visionary. Back for 1. To draw a land. I don't even care if it's black or white. That's annoying. So we're gonna have to take the 3. Okay. It's not bad. Land of a visionary. Get rid of that. No blocks, unfortunately. So scary. Double feet, though. Double feet could be useful here. Okay. That was a card. It's an island. This is quite annoying. I think I need a blocker against it. just so we don't take that much damage. Let's see how we are this. Yeah. It's already 9 damage. No blocks, cannot do anything about that, and this is tapped out. We don't have a black source, which even if we did wouldn't help us much, and then he has the replicator too. That's how the ramp should be acting. There's a black source, but it doesn't help us at all. Even if I decide to block. Well, it's good while it lasted. Still not a bad result though. Finished with 6 wins and 3 losses. It's pretty nice. Let's go ahead and crack the rest of those packs. Pack 1. There's the card that I needed last game. There's a Veto. Also a card that I would like to have. Unleash Furry. There's a Temple Melody. Everything else is either seen already or not significant. Season Hallowblade. I picked up Golem. It's a nice put from graveyard to the bottom of the library, although quite expensive. And it's Spectre Scoop. That's an all-star in Goblins right now. I think it's the talk of the town in Goblins Tribal. Everybody's talking about this being an enabler for Goblins to go into modern competitive, or Pioneer competitive even. Sanctum. Chandras Incinerator. That's a nice one. Costs less, whereas the amount of damage you dealt. Uncommon damage. For burn deck, this is one of the best to play with. Played for Prowess, a nice enchantment, and Teferi Sage inside. We saw it played by the blue deck on the last draft. One more pack. There's a Shock, an Animal Sanctuary, and a Skyway Sniper. Not bad. Overall, not bad. Cool. Well, thank you everyone for watching who was and who will be watching later on the YouTube. Let me know if you have any suggestions, and next stream is going to happen on Wednesday at 5 PM if I'm not mistaken. And I'll see you then, guys. Take care.